to episode 98 of the Spivey Special Podcast. We did it, Troy. We made it to 98.
Don't ask me how. We're 2 weeks away from the old century mark. We're going to throw a party.
We're going to have a good time. We are going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff. TBD on the plans for that. But put it in your calendar without a date or time. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. You just have to know. It's our little brother's birthday. So we're just going to rage. We're going to drink for him.
We should get him to drink on the podcast, and that would be our celebration for episode 100.
That is gold. We will call him up. He can pretend. We don't care.
Let's get him going. Troy, you got your play school tonight?
I do.
What's in a play school again?
It's a 2 Pacific coolers with a pineapple sky vodka.
All right. I've got a Red Hook Storm Surge Hazy IPA. So, pretty good. I'm digging on it. And I got another one on deck just in case.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert, there will be a second one.
Now we're talking. That's when your shirt starts to come up a little bit, and everyone loves a little nipski.
That's what we got to get ready for, that shirt coming off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Trey. Crazy week in the NFL. We're just going to move right into it, to our first topic for tonight. Crazy weekend. We're getting spoiled with this football. That's like, 6 crazy good games in a row?
Yeah, and it's going to... I hope the Super Bowl's good, but I have a feeling it's going to be a weird, awkward, no one knows what they're doing with their hands for the first, quarter and a half. Everyone's going to fall asleep.
Definitely. All right, let's talk Bengals Chiefs, our first game of the night. 7-point spread going in. After that first quarter and a half, almost all into halftime, I thought Chiefs were just going to run away with it, and it's going to be over.
Yeah, Chiefs absolutely dominating the game, 21-3 at one point, and then a little P. Ryan 40-yarder, I think it was, to make it 21-10. But I think the biggest play of the first half was to end the half when the Chiefs were down towards the goal line and they didn't get any points out of it. I think that kind of changed the mo. And then for the second straight time
I'm all about taking points when you're ahead like that. Keep the momentum. They got the ball after the half. There was no reason not to kick the field goal. Got to take the points. If you don't get it, the Bengals get all the momentum in the game swing.
So second straight game, the Chiefs just offensively didn't show up against the Bengals in the second half. Let me run down the Chiefs' second half possessions for you. First 5 plays, punt, 16 yards. Next one, 5 plays, punt, 17 yards. Next one, 2 plays, interception, 7 yards. Next one, 3 plays, punt, -2 yards. Next one, 3 plays, punt, -4 yards. And then they get the 14-play, 49-yard field goal drive to tie it. And then 3 plays in overtime for an interception for 0 yards.
Yeah, not a good look there in the second half. We'll talk about it here in a second, but we've got some big news. We've got Loka here joining us tonight, which is a regular occurrence for us. But it's big news because it is her birthday. So happy birthday to Loka. I hope it's really your birthday and you're not like fake birthdaying it. But thanks for being here on her birthday. Yeah, I would hope that you'd have better plans than sitting here with me and Troy talking football, but maybe you don't.
Sometimes you just have all your priorities in line, and that's what she has. Cheers to you, Loka. We'll have a couple drinks for you tonight. Thanks again for joining us. Yep. So, yeah, Bengals dominate the second half. Took the lead, actually, 24-21. Chiefs then tied it towards the end of the game. I thought with all the momentum there for the Chiefs tying the game, getting the ball once again first in overtime, and then just the interception by Mahomes, and then big, McPherson just walks it off again.
Props to the Bengals defensive coordinator for throwing the we're going to just drop 8 defenders and we're going to dare you to run it. And they did not run it. So the challenge accepted. Or not accepted, I guess.
Great second half adjustments by the Bengals, especially on the defensive end. And Chiefs didn't deserve it. I mean, this is going to go down as one of the biggest blown opportunities. You're up 21-3 at home, and you end up losing to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's going to be a huge tarnish on Mahomes' resume there as he gets later into his years. So how do you feel about Mahomes right now, looking in an hourglass? If you had to say, it's so hard to say translation-wise, but do you think Mahomes is going to start trending down, or do you think he'll hang around as talented for the next few years?
I'm nervous to see what happens. I mean, he's obviously super talented, and he's probably still the best quarterback in the league. I'm interested to see what happens when Tyreek Hill stops being the fastest guy on the field. That is going to change things for sure. I mean, they still have all those other fast guys, but he seems to be struggling. Once we get a little bit more scouting, like we're not seeing the crazy confident no-look passes anymore. We're seeing scrambling for his life. We can't pay the offensive line because we have to pay Patrick Mahomes' team right now, and it's a little bit different. Now they have made it to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row and to the championship game, so they're on a crazy good run. But a couple bad performances in big games for him back to back. They started really slow this year with the new team, which you wouldn't expect when you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. So I'm not sure. I got like a weird Aaron Rodgers vibe where I know he's the best, but he just kind of chokes in the big games, and I hope that's not what he wants because we need someone to catch Brady.
Yeah, I just don't know if Mahomes is that guy. I don't know if he's got that it factor. I mean, he is obviously, like you said, one of the most talented guys anytime he steps on the field. But I think if you take some of his targets away, which happens to some of these guys, especially as you say, you pay the quarterback, you're not going to be able to pay those other guys. You're going to see maybe Mahomes even out. I think, too, as he gets older and he's less mobile.
Well, I think the drop 8 thing is not going to work later on in his career where he's got that crazy Tom Brady, Peyton Manning late in their career thing where they just kind of know what they're doing and they have a solve for every single thing that you could possibly throw at them. Now, it will be different because he is very mobile, and that's part of the excitingness of him. He's not going to be mobile like that when he's 35.
No.
And Tyreek Hill won't be Tyreek Hill when he's 35. So we'll see how that ages. But I still think he's the best guy. If we take all the young quarterbacks, which is basically all we have left except for Stafford and Matty Ice and
Rodgers,
that's the old guard now. Of all the young quarterbacks, I'm still taking Patrick Mahomes. But I don't know that it's that far. Like he gets the $500 million quarter contract and no one's even close because he's that far ahead of Josh Allen or Joey Burr, which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a second, or Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the AFC, especially with all those quarterbacks. I mean, even I don't want to put them in the same sentence, but even Carr had a decent year, and he's a younger guy. There's just a lot.
Lamar Jackson, when he's healthy, he's a troublemaker.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Mayfield in that because the Browns suck. But
sorry, Luca, it's her birthday. It's her birthday.
Yeah, like I said, I'm interested to see. I mean, it's what sucks is you could be one of the best players in the game like Rodgers, and then you end up, you're late in your career, you only have one ring. I mean, you're kind of graded that way. I mean, is Eli Manning better than Rodgers? No, probably, but he's got more rings.
Better than Rodgers? Probably not, but they won the big games when they needed to. They won a lot more playoff games than Aaron Rodgers really had, even though they're like 13-3 every year. They should have way more chances at it. Like the Patriots, they were the bye week in the AFC, and they just cashed in on their opportunities. The Packers really haven't, and that's where you get the big difference between the two.
Yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, I would say the Chiefs and the Bills hopefully will be battling each other for years to come because that game I think is going to go down as one of the greatest games ever in a playoff.
Mm-hmm. Game was a lot of fun. All right, let's move on. Well, we didn't talk about Joey Burr. What are your thoughts on Joey Burrow? Is he being carried by Jamar Chase? I mean, they have a really good weapons there too.
Yeah, he made the big throws when he had to. I mean, he minimized his mistakes.
Dude's got ice in his veins, man.
They let the defense, take over in the second half. That defense is pretty underrated. I mean, 2 straight weeks. I mean, they hold down the Titans, then they hold down the Chiefs in the second half. So
there's a lot to say for just leaving a whole bunch of empty cap room. And we get a couple key guys early in the first round, offensive weapons. You get Joey Burrow and Chase and free agents, and your team's right back in it. The same thing happened with the Patriots this last year. They got their rookie quarterback. They reloaded the whole team, and they were pretty good this year. So I wish the Kings would do that, but they are like over the cap with nothing.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Kings here in a minute, but let's not just ruin our night this early. We've just only begun. So I think the Bengals, they're heading
down
out.
10 right now, by the way, to the Nets.
Well, I assumed that. That's why I didn't even want to suggest that we watch this game, because it would just be sad.
3 minutes left in the second, and the Nets have 16 points off turnovers. So that's what you want.
And the Nets played last night against the Suns.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They could put out
no.
Blake Griffin by himself, and I think he's got a shot.
I'm just glad that Kyrie's able to play on the road.
Oh, good. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he played last night. He looked so good. It was a really good game, Nets and the Suns. But let's move on to the second game. Rams.
That's the one I got to really sit down and watch. I got to watch the end of the Bengals Chiefs game, but I sat down and watched this Rams game all the way. We were over at Leslie's house. That game was on. We were watching that whole game. We were locked in. That was a good game.
Very good game. I thought, again, is one of those things where you look at how the game played out. I don't think that Stafford played well. I don't think the Rams played well. I think the Niners defense we saw is very, 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 very talented, and they did the best they could. Niners had the lead 17-7 with 1:59 left in the third. At that point, as a Niners fan, I think that you'd be pretty confident with that defense that you have a pretty good shot at it. But then the Rams come back with
3 drives in a row. They put up points.
Yeah, next possession come down, big drive, gets a touchdown, makes it 17-14. And then not only did the Rams get 3 possessions in a row with points, Niners' last 3 possessions were punt, pick. So, again, it's kind of one of those things. I mean, I don't really put that pick on Garoppolo. He was just,
it was a desperation off his back foot.
Yeah.
It hit the guy's hands. So,
yeah, Rams did what they had to do late. It's the first time, I think, in a playoff game since 2018 that a team punted 3 times inside the other team's zone, which I thought was pretty wild.
That last one, I still don't understand that. Like, it's 2nd and 1. They're on, like, the 45. They run it. They get stuffed. It's 3rd and 2. They run it again with that weird put Trent Williams in motion, and we're going to run the fullback back the other way. Not in front of the giant man that's running full speed. I don't know who that would be. But they run it, like, back into the line, and they just get stuffed. And then they bring out the punt formation. And then, was it a timeout or it was a challenge from McVay, which they failed the second one, and they had no timeouts left.
Whoever that guy, the replay guy is, needs to be fired.
And then after bringing out the punt team the first time, they try I'm going to try to get you to go off sides.
So I heard Shanahan on 680 being interviewed, asking about that play. He goes, so I got 2nd and 1. Obviously, we get stuff, made it 3rd and 2. I thought if we get anything closer than 3rd and 2, I'm going to go for it. But then they got stuffed again, back another yard. I made it 4th and 3 or whatever it was at that point. So he's decided that he was just going to punt, play, let his defense see what they could do.
I like the play of just letting them run behind Trent Williams.
Yeah, but they tried to do the opposite. They try to use him as a decoy. Why would you use that big man as a decoy?
Yeah. And why would you run into the middle of the line where Aaron Donald is ever in a clutch situation like that? I understand not letting Jimmy G throw the ball. That's probably a great idea. But
absolutely.
Run the ball outside.
Could you imagine if they play action there on 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 1? Kittle or Debo would have been wide open. Hindsight, I mean, obviously he would have had Von Miller.
That's putting a lot of faith in Jimmy G to not get sacked by Von
That's
Miller
what I mean.
or Donald.
They'd both be in his face, but if he could throw it up, they could win 3 fights up or something.
Yeah. Just get the ball downfield. Some kind of, yeah. Another series of bad play calling by Shanahan down the stretch. He is the master at blowing big game leads. He's the orchestrator of the 28-3. He's the orchestrator of the 49ers comeback to the Chiefs, or blowing the lead to the Chiefs in a game where they were like one of those like 93% on ESPN. Just bad play calling, bad situational play calling.
And what's kind of sucks is Jimmy G kind of is the goat in all of this. Not like the good goat, but like the bad goat. He kind of gets blamed for everything. But I mean, look at his winning percentage. It's been great with the Niners. And I think the people that are wanting to move on from him, which they're going to do, I think it's the right time to do that. They're going to find out that Jimmy G wasn't as bad as they thought.
He's a turn the ball over that much. He'll make a big play at the end of the game. Now, he's not great. He's an average to above average. And they think that there's probably a ceiling where you have to go for the guy that's above average. So I understand why you want to make the move, but like you've been that close to the Super Bowl twice with the guy. All he's done is win. Even when the team was terrible, they brought him in and he won like 6 in a row.
Yeah, I think he won 5 in a row his first year when he came in. I was listening to a lot of 680 today. The rest were on commercials on the way to work. So, yeah, I mean, he has had some injuries. I think that slowed him down a little bit. I think you can see that. But I mean, you're moving on. Let's say you go to, Trey Lance. Obviously, if you're going to move up to take a guy, you have to play him.
The defense has a window. It's going to close. They got to pay Debo. They got to play Bosa. Well, they need to get rid of the Jimmy G money to even pay those guys, which I guess makes sense. I don't know. It's a short window. I'd take the guy that just wins games. If it was me personally.
But then again,
really seen a lot from Trey Lance. Now the offense will be a lot more dynamic. 2nd and 1 with a crazy running quarterback gives you a lot more options than Jimmy G does.
But like you said, it's all going to depend on the defense and what kind of weapons that Trey Lance is going to have. Obviously, moving Jimmy G's money off and having a rookie contract there is going to help.
Well, right. And next year, the Niners will have their top 3 running backs instead of Eli Mitchell, who's like their 4th-string running back for the year. They had a lot of injuries at the beginning of the year, and they worked through it. They played way above where they should have based off those injuries. They had a really good run, but they went up against a team that is like super all-in. We hedged all of our bets. We traded all of our first-round picks. We got Stafford. We're trading picks on the back end, Von Miller. We traded a bunch of picks to get Ramsey. They're like, they got nothing cap room-wise. They're all in for this year, and I'm glad it paid off for them.
What's crazy, though, is they honestly, they could very easily not even have been in this last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then just everything kind of fell right for them. They made the plays at the end of the games and moved on. To answer Loca's question, my team's the Ravens, so we're all in the same division. We just all picked different horses.
Just none of us picked the one from the division that made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think, though.
You got your bet in preseason, though, for the Bengals, right? The plus 10,000?
Yeah. 100 to 1 odds that they win it.
Mm-hmm. They have the same odds as the Lions.
They ever win an Oscar?
Those are John Cougar Mellencamp odds, Trey.
So did you hear about the bet that was made? You want to hear a bet?
I did hear about the bet.
The $20 bet, the 2-leg parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Pick the apps, the correct score for both games. 20 to win $579,020.
That's insane. Makes me want to make a $20 bet like that every week.
Yeah, you know what you should also do with that $20 instead is you go in the backyard and just light it on fire. Because if he's betting,
there's a reason that the odds are like that. What are you saying?
Just let me explain something to you. If you're betting $20 on a bet like that, you don't want to see the rest of this guy's bet history. He might be even.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like one of those crazy. Like Heather knew someone. We got tickets to see Jim Gaffigan. I was like, how'd she get these? Oh, she spends a bunch of money. Yeah. She won like a Mercedes and she was still down on the year. Like those types of people.
Well, that's like, I won't talk about Jordan, but Jordan's similar to that. He's had some stories in the day.
Hey, he got us a room in Vegas for my bachelor party. So thank you, Jordan. Thanks for being a degenerate.
Vance hasn't gambled in like forever, and we got free rooms for Madness at Silver Lake. So he just calls them. He like kind of like vetoes it, like, hey, and they're like, all right, just come.
Off season up there, man. You can do whatever you want
on a Wednesday and Thursday night.
Yeah.
So let's talk real quick. Super Bowl.
Okay.
Rams are 3.5-point favorites, I think, is what they opened up at. I don't know if the lines moved at all.
Went to 4.5, went back down to 4. Could have moved again since then. That was as of yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of the big money guys wait until a few days before to make sure they know on injuries and all that stuff. Lines don't move too often early.
Not a ton of injuries that would change by the game, except Tyler Higbee might play. I think that's the only one.
I heard he's trending not.
Yeah, well, I heard he was out and then maybe. So probably out, but
that guy, who was that, Jenkins or
86, whoever that guy is,
yeah.
he made a couple really big plays.
86 is.
He had one catch the whole season and he doubled it.
Yeah.
In the biggest game of the year. He was clutch.
He was good. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Well, I don't know that I want to bet against Joey Burr. That guy's been money. We've been betting against him for the entire year.
If he ends up winning, he will be the first ever to win a national championship, a Heisman, and a Super Bowl.
I saw that. That's crazy.
That's pretty wild. There's a lot of people that have played in the NFL, you know what I mean?
I really want the Rams to win. I want Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford deserves a Super Bowl after having to spend a decade in Detroit. I think he deserves it.
I don't know. I kind of want the Bengals to win. Just from everything that they've done, I think it's been pretty impressive.
It gives me hope as a Kings fan that you're just like 2 seasons away. You can just be
like
a dumpster fire.
1,000 seasons away, and we're still not even.
We just have to get the first pick, so we got to get lucky in the lottery, which has never happened to my knowledge.
I mean, the way we're playing, though, we're on our way to the bottom of the standings.
They're doing great on this tank.
All right, a few things to end our football. I think I'd take the Bengals to cover if I got the hook, if I got 3.5. I think it's going to be a close game.
Give me Bengals on the points, too.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a barn burner, that's for sure. So, I don't know. Beckham's been actually really good for them. Well, I sent you that meme that he's making like $37,000 this year because he got paid in Bitcoin.
Because he's been really good when he has a good quarterback, like the one good year of Eli that he had, and then season, and then he had Matt Stafford, and he played really good.
It's kind of funny how that works when you're open and the guy can throw it to you.
Matt Stafford at least knows that he's not going to run his original route, so he'll just look for him when he scrambles.
Just like
Odell Beckham, he'll be open, but he won't be where you think he's going to be.
Now, is Beckham signed through just this year?
Just a 1 year. Just the
1 year.
And they're thinking they might try to re-sign him.
Well, they're going to get They're going to get Tiger's son back, so they'll have him. That's a lot of weapons. Cooper Kupp has just really supplanted as the number one.
Did you see what Cooper Kupp tweeted after the game?
No.
It was a big thank you to Robert Woods for everything that you did to help the team get to there. I was like, oh, man. I love Cooper Kupp, dude.
Thanks for getting hurt so I could get this record.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my MVP. You can have my MVP on like a Sunday. I'll let you hold on to it.
I don't think he gets the MVP. Let's not get too wild. It's just a quarterback award. All right, so we were talking on a few previous episodes what the name was going to end up being in Washington. How do you feel about the Commanders?
Maybe the Commandos. I would have been on board for that. Commanders is just terrible. I did not see. I read a lot of comments on Schefter's post this morning, and not one person was like, "Oh, that's a cool name," or "Oh, those are cool uniforms."
Now, what is their mascot gonna be? Like a guy from Halo, and their song's gonna be that Halo song when they come out?
You think he's gonna be like Master Chief? That's what they decided. I think he's gonna be like an admiral, like a commander of like a ship. That would be my guess.
But then you have a
maybe he'll be like a Cobra commander.
I was talking to some people. How long do you think until the Chiefs have to change?
I don't think they will. And I don't think the Braves will.
Well, they don't have to change their name, but they're
And I think if
not
either of those teams change their names, they're still going to do the chop because I think the Indians still do the chop, and they're named after, what are they, the Cleveland Sentinels or something? They're named after those statues on the bridge, the Cleveland Indians.
The Indians changed their name?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, they're like the Cleveland Sentinels.
I just call them all. I just call them all whatever they used to be.
Oh, I'm calling them the Redskins until the day I die.
Yeah, me too. Or the Washington football team, but I will not call them the Commanders.
The Washington football team was my favorite thing when they announced that. I was like, that's the biggest FU to the NFL. Yeah, we're just going to be the football team. Screw you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the Super Bowl. I think it'll be interesting. It's one of those things where I don't really care either way. Going to a party where no one's going to care either way. So it's just going to be like a fun, let's have a good time and see how many crazy side bets we can make.
Yeah, Heather will be betting on. I'll be rooting for the Rams. That's my family bet. So we'll be betting. We'll be rooting on them. But I wouldn't mind to see Joey Burr win one.
Yeah, like I said, I could care less either way. I wouldn't mind if the Rams won. I wouldn't mind if the Bengals won. I know the Bengals are in a division, but it's not like
I think it's funnier if the Bengals win a Super Bowl and the Browns just don't have one. I think that's funny.
I think that's hilarious, personally. I don't think they'll ever get one, if we're being honest here.
No, they're cursed.
All right.
They're technically the Baltimore Ravens, though, so.
True. Do you think if
so they have two.
Do you think if the Ravens didn't get hurt?
Oh, I think they make a run, and the Bengals don't get in.
That's what I mean. Do you think this is what's so crazy is like Lamar doesn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to see Huntley. That'd be wild.
All right, Troy. Let's move on to the Kings bracket. I was very excited.
Why
about that.
not?
We announced it last week. We have a couple final names that made the cut that we didn't talk about last week. So let's talk about those names. Where they went in, and we've got 2 weeks already in the books, I think, at this point, right?
Yeah, so the ones just finished up.
Troy's going to check the stats. So a couple of last names that we added from last week that were not on there before. We have Matt Barnes now on the list. Thank you to the A-Gap for bringing up that. We got all kinds of messages throughout the week because Troy didn't say that there was more than the 8 teams that he originally posted. So we got about 48 messages on Instagram. How come you don't have Chris Webber? Because we're not there yet.
To be honest,
you really
I
think
did
we'd
post
pick Bano and not Chris Webber?
To be honest, I did put that it was a 32-man bracket. Just no one reads
reading stuff though, so I get it. So we also added Tyreek Evans from that original list, and we added Spud Webb to our list. Thank you to all the suggestions from everyone to finalize our list. Troy, we have our first round. Who do we have moving on in the North and the East?
Well, I as we talked about off air, my phone's struggling a little bit, so I wasn't able to pull up the votes from today. I did my best. But from the North, our second round matchup, the Sweet 16, as we like to say, we're going to have Jason Williams, White Chocolate, taking on Bobby Jackson, which I think will be a pretty interesting matchup. I think Jason Williams, obviously, as the 1 seed, is going to be favored, and he'll probably take it down. I think he's going to make a deep run as the favorite, as one of the favorites of all time. And in the second matchup in the North in the Sweet 16, this is going to be a really interesting matchup to me. It's going to be Peja Stojakovic. He's going to be taking on Vlade Divac. I think that will be. Vlade actually barely won against Boogie. I think they played each other.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
So I think Peja might actually dominate Vlade.
Okay, Mitch Richmond won.
Yeah.
Adelman beat Halliburton pretty convincingly. I did not see that coming.
I saw it coming.
Hito snuck out a 1-vote win.
And he's going to get crushed by Bibby.
Probably. And Bibby won 37-2 over John Solomon. So,
yikes. John Solomon's got 2 votes, though. Brockman got like 3. One of them was us, but that's fine.
How many accounts do you have, Trey?
I think Isaac voted for Brockman.
He doesn't even know who John Brockman is. But it is funny. I do like that that's there. All right, and then
so what do we got?
So in the North, we had J. Will beat Bano, Bobby Jackson's beat Kevin Martin, Divock beat Boogie, and Peja beat Jason Thompson. So we have all those ones moving on. We'll be doing the... Which one did you put up tonight, or did we put one up yet?
I haven't put one up yet. No, after the show.
We'll probably do the West.
And we'll give them the West matchups,
so
would you?
The West matchup, pretty good. We've got Weber against Tyreek Evans, which is not that convincing of a 1-8, but I think Weber wins convincingly.
Oh, yeah.
Wayman Tisdale versus Brad Miller.
That's a weird one.
Match.
I like it.
Weird match.
Jazz.
Isaiah Thomas and Meta World Peace.
That's an interesting one.
Gerald Wallace, Buddy Hield. How old are our fans? Do they remember Gerald Wallace the way that we do?
If Buddy Hield wins, we just shut it down. Mm-hmm. We shut it down if Buddy Hield wins.
Cancel
I'm telling
our
you right
Instagram
now.
account if Buddy Hield wins.
Yes, we are trying to new social media.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, pretty fun bracket. We'll be giving updates.
Throughout the week.
Should it be done by next week? It'd probably be done. We'll give the final winner.
Yeah, we'll be done by episode 99.
So take a look at that. Make sure you're following us on social media at Spivey Special on Instagram and Facebook to get your votes in. It's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it.
Gonna be zappity.
I can't wait to see Slamson against any of these guys and see how he does. I think he's going to win this thing.
We'll see if Slamson can get out of the first round or not. I think give it the other 4 matchups from that other bracket we haven't heard yet.
All right, the South is Slamson against John Barry, Scott Pollard against De'Aaron Fox, Reggie Theus versus Rudy Gay, and Doug Christie versus Spud Webb.
That's gonna be a weird one.
I think Pollard Fox is gonna be interesting, and I think Christie Webb is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I think Spud might win.
I think Slamson wins by a billion. And I don't know if Reggie Theus is going to beat Rudy Gay.
Yeah, I think we've seeded it very well. I don't think we have an upset yet, but I think it's going to...
Well, when we get to the round... In your round, you did, because you're not very good at seeding.
Which
one? You made Bobby Jackson a 5 seed, and he lost to Kevin Martin.
I think you changed that. I don't want to have to bring up the stats here.
You posted your North bracket before I had a chance to edit anything.
East bracket.
No, East I did.
I don't think you're just saying things.
All right, so keep an eye out for that on social media. Troy, are you ready to do a little grab bag?
Grab bag. Do you have some grab bag questions tonight, Loca? If you have any grab bag questions, go ahead and throw them down there and we will discuss them. If you got any questions on anything, it's your birthday, go ahead and fire down there. But we're going to go ahead and start grab bag with Zach. What question do you got?
Let's do your shorter one first. Mine is kind of like a full-on bracket situation, so.
All right. If you had to be... You were in the UFC of food, and you had to be one food to be the toughest food to win all the fights. What food would you be?
Oh, boy. Something...
I don't have an answer for this yet, but...
I want to say a lobster.
I think I might be a jawbreaker.
Ooh, that's a good one. Kind of rolly.
Yeah, tough,
Tough to bite down on. Maybe a turkey. What did I say? A turkey leg?
No, you said a lobster.
Ooh, lobster. That was a good idea. Good job, Zach. I like that one.
A lobster does have a tough shell, so I think that would be a good one.
Jawbreaker lobster. That would be an interesting matchup.
I wonder who would be favored in that. I guess it just depends what style of, Greco, or if they're just going to do Olympic.
Is it like pro wrestling style? Is it?
Mm-hmm. Do we get to write the script, or?
Is it on SmackDown or Raw?
Yeah, it really depends. Is it pay-per-view, Bash of the
promoter?
Beach?
Yeah.
I see all those random clips all the time when I'm going through my feed.
Nice.
Undertaker had some good storylines.
He really did. I saw one this morning, one I hadn't seen before, of his best entrance. Some guy had just won a match. He's holding the belt over his head. The guy's laying there on the ground, and he's standing over the top of him, and the lights go off. And when
That's the same one I saw today. Yeah.
Lights come back on, and it's Undertaker. And only like a couple guys noticed that it was him until he did the little Undertaker sit-up thing. And then everyone freaked out.
Well, they did the music first because the lights went out.
He was coming, yeah. But if you look at the fans, they're all looking up the ramp. And there's like one guy that's pointing, hey, that's Undertaker. And then he does the sit-up thing and choke slams him. It was a good one.
I enjoyed it. All right, what do you got?
We're getting the same feeds. All right, Trey.
We have the same social media, so.
Oh, that's probably why we saw it. That's probably why we saw it. All right, Trey. We did this before. We did this with basketball of which mascot would win. We are going to be doing a full NFL mascot in honor of the Washington Commanders. A full NFL team bracket challenge of which mascot, if represented by the actual name, would win. We're going to do it by division. I'll give you all 4 names. You got to pick the winner from the division. That winner will move on and play another division from that conference until we get down to 2 names, and we will see which NFL mascot would win in a cage match. That is our
cage match.
Cage match.
No rules. All right, hit me.
We're going to start in the AFC North, which is our favorite division. We've got the Steelers. So, steel workers from Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. We have Ravens.
Obviously.
A small blackbird. We have the Browns, who are named after the owner of the Cleveland Browns, Paul Brown. And Bengals, who are Tigers. I think this is a runaway here.
I'm going Bengals, obviously.
Yeah, we're going to pick the Tiger over Paul Brown, for sure.
I think if you're ranking them, though, it goes Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, Browns.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul Brown loses to a bird easily.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
We'll have to make it a Hell in a Cell, though, because the Raven would just fly right out of the cage.
But yeah, you're not going to get
And then
him.
Our final 4 would be like Cardinals, Ravens, and then it would be who could fly the fastest out. And the Eagles would win.
That's not good for TV.
No, we got to put a lid on this thing so the birds can't win this thing. All right, Trey. So I will write them in. I wrote down the bracket here so we can keep it going. We're going to move on to the AFC South. Colts. Horse?
Mm-hmm.
Baby horse? Is that how that works?
I think a colt's like a male horse.
Maybe it's named after the beard. The beer? Like a Colt 45? The gun?
2 zigzags.
No, because the mascot's a horse, so it's got to be a horse. Okay.
Okay, it's a horse.
Those are Greek gods that fought Zeus. That's going to be a tough one.
We'll
Jaguar. See. I have seen a jaguar kill an alligator. Carry it in his mouth. That's pretty awesome. And a Texan. A gentleman that lives in Texas. Or a lady, I guess.
This is a doozy. I like a good cat, so it's hard for me to not pick a cat. But I think Titans probably win that one.
Yeah, I think Titans has to win.
But I don't know if against a Bengal. Do you think a Bengal or a Jaguar is tougher?
Well, a tiger is way bigger than a jaguar. I think the jaguar has the stronger bite strength. I think they have the strongest bite strength of any big cat.
Good.
Fun fact.
I'll remember that.
Fun fact.
I'll remember that when they take on the Titans.
All right, we're gonna keep the AFC going. We're gonna do the West. We have the Raiders, a pirate, Bronco, a very angry horse. They'd beat the Colts for sure. Chief, Native American.
I don't like it.
The head of the Native Americans, though. Or the Chargers, who's literally a lightning bolt.
I'm going to go Chargers personally.
Yeah, I think that's the right pick. If I were to do all of the teams and give them all seeds, I think the Chargers would be the 1 seed. Because they're the wild card, like the Magic when we did.
Yeah, and
or the Heat.
just think Chargers don't really have fans, so it feels good rooting for them.
All right, we're going to do the AFC East. We have the Patriots. We have like a 1700s dude from the East Coast.
I don't like it.
We have a Jet. We have a Dolphin.
Like the plane.
And a Buffalo Bill, which is named after Buffalo Bill, the person.
That's a tough one. I'll probably go Buffalo Bill.
Over a Jet.
What was a Jet going to do? Fly?
Have you seen the movie Top Gun?
Yeah. How much is he going to be able to do in a cage? The cage match. He's not even able to turn. You got to think of the rules here, Zach.
So you think Buffalo Bill with his little 6-shooters?
Well,
is
the
Buffalo
Dolphins
Bill with the 6-shooter even going to be able to beat the Patriot guy with the musket?
See, that's going to be your battle royale because the Dolphins is going to die. There ain't no water in that cage, so he's already out. Match. Nope. So the Dolphins out. The Jet's out. He can't even fly because he hit the top. So it's between the Buffalo Bill and the Patriot. How big is this cage?
Because we have a Titan, which is like climbing Mount Olympus very easily. Have you seen the movie Hercules? I'm going to base it off that Titans and not the, like, remember the Titans?
Strong side. Well, if the Titans in it, yeah, it's just depending on your...
The cage has got to be fictitiously big enough to accommodate the Jet.
So this is obviously an outside event.
It has to accommodate lightning bolts as well as Titans and Tigers.
I'm going to go Patriot.
Interesting.
That's for sure. So, yeah, I'm going to go Patriot, I think. It's the only time I'd ever root for him. I don't think he's going to do well coming up here.
I have a feeling next round. I have a feeling the Chargers are going to beat them. All right, so let's move on to the NFC. We'll do our first round over there. We're going to start in the NFC North. We have the Vikings, the Packers, who are, I guess, are just like meat packers from Wisconsin, Bears, and Lions. I think this is my favorite division.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go ahead and already say it's going to be between the Bears and the Lions. I don't think the meat packers...
Over the broadsword, horned head Vikings.
My issue is, so it's basically going to come down to 3 people because the Packer guy, he's going to die early. So now you have to just see, is the Lion and the Bear, are they going to team up against the Viking, or is the Viking...
In the logo, he looks like a brown bear, to be fair.
Oh.
So it's not like a grizzly bear?
False.
Or a Kodiak bear? Or a panda bear?
Polar bear.
Not a polar bear. It looks like a Chicago Cub, but grown up.
So, like, not a cub.
Basically. The same type of bear of the Cubs logo.
This one's tough.
A brown bear versus a lion. What do you know? Give me your background on your animal fighting skills or your fighting knowledge.
I just want to, is it a male lion or a female lion?
Does it make a difference?
Yeah, it does. The male lion's obviously stronger and bigger, but the female is usually the hunter of the pack. So it really does actually make a difference to me.
Do we have Nala? We're going to say,
do we have Nala or Simba?
We have Mufasa. Pre-stampled to death Mufasa.
I was going to say that's easy.
Not Ghost Mufasa, because that's cheating.
I'm going to go lion. I think a lion could take a brown bear. If it's a different type of bear. And I don't know if the Viking can take... I think the Viking could take the brown bear, but I don't think it could take the lion.
I think you're wrong. I think the bear stomps on the lion, but...
Not with the way you're describing this bear.
It's a brown bear. Oh, excuse
Bless
me.
You.
Probably weighs like 1,000 pounds more than the lion.
I don't care. I've seen a lion.
They can jump like 20 feet, though. So, yeah, maybe we'll go lion. That's fine.
Let's just go Viking.
With that broadsword, man, they got a shot. They got a shot. Now, you said lion. I wrote it down. We're going to pick Lions.
All right. It just depends on order there, I think,
All right, we're going to go to the NFC South. This is a weird one. Saints. I don't know which saint. You can pick your own saint, I guess. Saint Nicholas. That's kind of cheating. You don't get to pick Santa. So any other saint. Mother Teresa.
Okay. Let's just say they're not going to win. They're already ahead there.
They're already ahead of Saint. Okay. A Falcon. That's a fun matchup. I'd watch that one. And a Panther.
Cool. We got a lot of cats in the NFL, which I like. I'm going to say the Falcon's going to lose to a Panther.
I think that's fair.
And I think the Panther's going to beat the Buccaneer.
Yeah, I think so too. Although he's got one of those little pirate guns and a sword.
Yeah, you don't back that Panther in a corner.
You don't really see pirates in a cage very much.
Yeah, so they're kind of out of their comfort zone. They ain't on no ship. There ain't no water there. If he was fighting
the dolphin, then maybe it'd be a little bit different.
New bracket. The aquatic bracket.
And we have a bird bracket. I should have sorted them by that.
Cats and birds.
So we're gonna go Panthers, right?
So the Panthers gonna take on the lion.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good for them. All right, NFC West, 49ers. A gold miner. Yeah. A Seahawk. I'm taking the gold miner.
This is like the wussiest bracket.
This is the worst. A ram.
Yeah, watch out for the ram.
Male sheep. Oh no. And a cardinal.
Yeah, that's such
literally
a
the worst
bracket.
of all of them.
49ers going to move on, I think. And he's going to get crushed by who? I don't even care who's in the next bracket. Just don't even write anyone in.
It would be close. All right, the last one we have is the NFC East. We have the Cowboys. Not a great start. Now, Washington is either the Redskins, the Commanders, or the football team.
Okay.
I think football team might be the most formidable of the three. Because it implies that there's 12 of them.
Well, they're already going to beat the Cowboys.
Who wins in the Cowboys-Redskins matchup, though?
Redskins.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay. Giants. I think they're gonna win. And Eagles.
I think it's gonna be Giants Titans.
We'll see. We got some wild cards here, Trey. All right, so we're gonna go back to the AFC. We're gonna pick I'm just gonna give you the 4 teams. You just pick the winner of the 4. And then we'll do our last matchup.
2. Yeah.
Okay, we have the Bengals. We have the Chargers, Titans, and Patriots. Patriots is already gone. He's got lightning bolt and then bit by the tiger. He's gone.
I think it's Chargers-Titans matchup.
That's got to be your final 2. Now, who wins between the people that are like killing Greek gods and then a lightning bolt, which is the weapon of Zeus?
Ooh.
This is basically Zeus versus Titans, and historically, Zeus is the winner of that battle, according to Hercules, which is about all I know about Greek mythology.
That's all you need. I say the Chargers.
Yeah, I agree. Chargers.
And not the LA Chargers, the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, of course. I would assume the LA Chargers are named after the car.
Yeah. Dumb.
All right, Trey, we're going to do the NFC, which is easily the worst of the 2. Lions, Panthers, 49ers.
It's the Giants.
Giants, yeah. Giants has to be the one.
And then I would say the Chargers are going to take down the Giants.
Well, if they took down the Titans, they would take down a Giant, So
the Chargers, they win it.
So the Chargers are the winner of our fictional NFL bracket, NFL mascot bracket. I think that's the right pick. They're just wild cardy enough, like the Heat or the Magic, to take it. That's a good pick.
All right. This is kind of like Kill Bang Mary, but different.
Okay.
All right. It's called Rap, Race, and Rumble.
Can I write those down?
I'm going to give you 3 names, and you have to either rap battle, race, or fight.
Okay. And you called it battle? Rap, race, battle?
No, rap, race, rumble.
Rumble. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, so here are your 3 people.
Okay.
The Rock.
Oh, boy.
Bo Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Muhammad Ali. So you got to rap against one, you got to race one, you got to fight one, basically.
I am going to... I think the rap battle has to be against Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that's the safe.
I think that's the right pick. Muhammad Ali is like a master of words. Maybe not current day Muhammad Ali, but we're just going to assume this is like 1965
no, this is all
Muhammad
prime.
Ali.
Yeah, all prime.
Yeah, this is float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going against that guy.
I think too,
I think one of the Rock's characters in wrestling is a rapper. I'm just assuming that pre John Cena there was the Rock, and he was rapping at some point. So I will pick Bo Jackson to rap. I will race the Rock, and I will battle Bo Jackson because I know for
you have to battle Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're gonna fight Muhammad Ali. I personally, the way I looked at it was I was going to rap against Bo Jackson. I was going to race Muhammad Ali, and I was going to fight The Rock.
Yeah, I guess that's right. I think you're right. I think the only one for sure is I'm not racing Bo Jackson.
And I'm not fighting Bo Jackson.
I think I'd rather fight Bo Jackson than the other two.
No way. Are you kidding me? If Bo Jackson hit... I don't want to fight any of them. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. That's an interesting game. I like that game.
Yeah, I don't have any other... I had some other ones, but I try to make it to where...
How'd you come up with those 3 names?
I just came up with... I don't know, just in my mind.
Yeah.
Then put it on the paper.
Rap, race, battle.
No, rap, race, rumble.
Rap, race, rumble. The 3 R's.
Mm-hmm.
Ross, Joey, Chandler.
Okay, I'm going to race.
Oh, Tyler's in. Tyler, we're going to explain the rules of the game again in case you just missed it.
Let him play the first one.
All right, Tyler, we got to get you to play the first game that we just did. This is Troy's new game. It's called Rap, Race, Rumble. You get 3 names. You either have to have a rap battle with them, race them, foot race, I'm assuming, or fight them, which is what Rumble would be. Mm-hmm. So we're going to let Tyler play. If he's paying attention here, maybe he's just saying what up. Your first 3 names that Troy gave us were Bo Jackson, The Rock, and Muhammad Ali. Type in the chat there who you think it would be. We'd like to see your answers here. Troy, I want you working on the one that I gave you. We have the 3 gentlemen from Friends. Ross, Joey, Chandler.
I'm going to... Because... Ross actually, I think he rapped about rock, so I'm going to pass with him on the rapping.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen him on one of those rap shows. He was actually pretty
good.
I
have too. Yeah, so I'm going to fight Ross. I'm going to race Joey. And I'm going to rap battle with Chandler.
I think I'd want to rap battle Joey.
Yeah, he's kind of slower.
I think he would have the hardest time with that. But you fight Ross for sure.
Because I think he'd be good at the other two.
Yeah. Yeah, Joey wouldn't be able to run. Absolutely.
It still would be good, though.
All right, Trey, give me another 3 names. Just come up with 3 people. I like this game. This is a fun game.
Okay. Eminem. 50 Cent.
Oh.
And Jay-Z.
I will race 50 Cent. And I will rap battle Jay-Z, and I will fight Eminem.
I think that's the smartest. You're not going to rap battle Eminem, obviously.
No. And I'm going to race 50 Cent because I've seen him throw out the first pitch at a baseball game, and he looks super uncoordinated, so I think I could beat him in a race. I'm not going to rap battle Eminem, and he'll go hurtful. Mm-hmm. He'll find something that I hate about myself, which could be a lot of things. And I think he would destroy me. And I think I could beat up Jay-Z. Current day Jay-Z.
I think I take prime Jay-Z. I mean, we're in our prime now.
Are we in our prime? So. That's not good. I'm in my Amazon prime, I think.
Yeah. You're going to get there quick. But you've been in a warehouse for a while.
Takes me 1 to 2 business days to get things.
You got any more for the rap race rumble?
What's another?
So trio
that I can think of?
Yeah, you got to think of. This thinking. People love a good think on podcasts.
Love a good silent. Good silent.
Silent night. Say good night.
Fun game. Anything else you have for grab bag?
Those were my 2 I had.
Oh, Loco comes Zach, Troy, Animal. Loco, you pick those 3 names. Rap, race, battle. There's a very clear answer to all of these, I believe.
I think so.
I'd like to see Loco's answer. Troy, do you have an answer to that?
I would race myself.
Would you beat yourself in a race?
Yes, I would fight you.
Okay.
And I'd rap battle Tyler. Because I'm not going to fight Tyler.
I would absolutely race you because I know I could beat you in a race.
That's not true, but okay.
I would rap battle Tyler. And I would fight myself.
Absolutely. Everyone's fighting you.
Yeah, you don't fight Tyler. That's dumb. I've seen him knock people out multiple times when I used to be a fight promoter.
I think that's the smartest thing. You don't rap battle me, don't race you, and you don't fight Tyler.
I'm faster than I look.
And you don't fight City Hall.
Yeah. You can't fight corporate America. They are big. And you are small.
That was fun. Loca, do you have anything for grab bag? Tyler, do you have anything for grab bag tonight?
Any question right now. It's Loca's birthday. I feel like she should have a good question for us.
How you don't come with a grab bag here on your birthday is just beyond me. Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Captain America. Loca's swinging on Tyler. I love that.
Yeah, Tyler's a gentleman. Troy and I are too competitive. Tyler wouldn't hit a girl. I would if there was a contest for it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an even match.
Yeah, if there was like a T-shirt or something that I win.
It's called a blanket.
A Muma. Mm-hmm. Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America. I would race Iron Man because he has no actual superhero skills. As long as he's not in his suit. Captain America has super speed, and I believe Spider-Man does as well. I'd rap battle Captain America because I don't believe he knows what rap is, and that would mean I would be fighting Spider-Man.
That's not awful.
Yeah, I think
I would take Peter Parker. Solid. I don't like that one. I'm going to pass on that. That's not really my wheelhouse.
What is Troy's wheelhouse?
Not
okay, Troy.
That.
Michael Scott, Dwight Schrute, Jim Halpert. Rap, Rumble. Tyler, we have not talked about Brian Flores. Let's let Troy answer this office-related weird grab bag question because that's really on brand for us. And then we'll talk politics about Brian Flores.
I'm going to rap battle Dwight.
That's a good pick.
I'm going to fight Jim. I'm going to race Michael Scott.
I think that's the right one.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
He did run 33 miles an hour, though, so.
I was ahead of the car.
That's the new number.
It's physically impossible.
All right, let's talk Brian Flores. One of my favorite coaches in the NFL. 2 great seasons with the Dolphins, and then he was let go because apparently he's very hard to get along with, and he doesn't care for Tua, who is the future of the Dolphins, allegedly. So he is on the open job market. He had an interview lined up for the Giants, and 3 days before his interview, he got a text message from Bill Belichick saying, "Congratulations for getting the job." And they text back and forth, and then Brian Flores says, "Wait a minute, you mean you're texting Brian Flores, right?" And Belichick says, "Oh no, I think I really messed up. He was not texting him. He was texting the person that they were going to hire, who is also named Brian."
And then he put BB after his text, just like a G, just an old G. And there were some reports too, also that the Dolphins the owner was paying Flores $100,000 per loss, and was all pissed off that he kept winning. I think it was in 2019.
Yeah, they were trying to tank, and they won 10 games, right? He's not playing around. That was a scrub team.
Even this past year, they were scrubby.
Yeah, they lost 7 and then won 7 in a row.
It'll be interesting to see what comes of that. I mean, I don't think is it going to be one of those things where you're going to get the Kaepernick blackball, or how's that going to play out? I don't think it's good for your future job endeavors to be suing everybody, but
I think the Giants are going to lose picks. They're going to get fined. I think that other Brian guy still gets the job, even though I don't know that they've officially announced that yet. And I think Brian Flores will have to be hired, according to social media.
Well, I mean, everyone thought that Kaepernick would have to be signed too, though, and then...
Well, Kaepernick's not as good as Brian Flores as his job.
At the time, he was.
Kaepernick lost his job to Blaine Gabbert, Troy.
Blaine Gabbert is a killer.
Kaepernick was 1-10 in his last season of the 4 seasons that he actually played.
That's good if you're a 2016 Lion.
Helped them get Nick Bosa, I think.
I saw a meme. I can't remember who was with Stafford, but they're like, "This is the closest the Lions have ever been to a Super Bowl, or Detroit's ever been to Super Bowl." Oh, because Eminem's going to be there.
Yeah, Eminem's doing the halftime show. And
how
Matt Stafford's
good?
The quarterback.
I think I might just watch the halftime show and not the game.
Well, I'll watch the whole thing, but I think Mary J. Blige is the surprise guest that's not a surprise because they've already announced it. I'm just hoping for hologram Tupac. That's all I want. Just give me California Love with hologram Tupac, and we're good. Then we can shut it down. We don't have to play the second half.
I want a hologram Tupac battling hologram Biggie.
But this is the West Coast one. Next year we can
Doesn't matter.
We can do Puff Daddy and
you bring him
and Mace.
We're good. If we're bringing a hologram machine, baby, you bring Biggie.
And Black Rob and whoever else is in.
I don't care who you bring.
All right, Troy. That was fun.
We had a really good time. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Make sure you're following us on social media at Spivey Special on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure you're watching the show on Twitch because that's the best. And make sure that if you are on Twitch that you are following Loca and the Animal 916.
There are two
We'll be ending the show, but I think we will stay talking to Loca and Animal somehow. I'm sure Animal's streaming because it's Wednesday night, but he's here with us, so I don't really know what's going on anymore.
No one knows. There's no rules. Tyler, you missed a really good, what was that, mascot battle. Chargers won.
We'll fill you in.
Cage match.
We'll fill you in. It was a good cage match. All right, Troy, I think that's all we got. You got anything else?
Zach, you're fat.
Troy.